All right, all members are present except for Gilbert, so noted. All right, let's stand and do a pledge of allegiance and help with.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justin, would you lead us in prayer?
You bet. Let's bow. Father God, we love you. Just thank you for just this opportunity we have to get together tonight and discuss business for our constituents, Lord. And Lord, I thank you for the rain that we got, that we much so desperately needed. God, I pray that as we go through this meeting, that we would conduct business in a way that brings glory to you and is pleasing to our constituents. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, everybody get a chance to read over the minutes from last meeting? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to approve the minutes from the February meeting. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Fire department.
Daniel's at the job in Osceola, will be for about a year now, so there'll be fill-ins for meetings on the nights. Runs for January were 17 in Van Buren, 17 in Faulkner, for a total of 34. We had the last of the equipment worked on this week with EVS, finally came up and was able to get a schedule to do some of the problems we were having with a couple of the trucks, so that's all back up and running again. Our new truck is in, and probably we'll see if we can get with Brandon maybe tomorrow and go get it picked up. It's over at Heber, but so it's in, so we'll be getting getting it outfitted like we have the other one outfitted, so we'll do a couple of little expenses for that. And then we'll also have we're gonna do both trucks at the same time to get the labeling and stuff on the side of it, the striping and the fire department and whatever. We only haven't done it to the first truck yet, waiting to get both at the same time. So that's about all I've got.
Okay. Any questions for fire department?
How, we've been going at this, a couple months now with the paid per run. How does that go? Have we
Doing good.
Okay.
Doing good, yeah.
incentivized people to go? And
And you know, we picked up a new member last month, and so yeah, I think, yeah. Our roster's getting fuller than what it was. It was worse than before, but yeah.
Great.
We've got some more people on there now.
Very good. Any other questions? Okay. Court department, Bo called and said he wouldn't be able to be here tonight. He said just make sure and announce the next court date of March 23rd, 3 p.m. Police department. Go ahead, Will.
After the March 23rd one, it's going to be May 4th. Also, last month in the January, I had 43 extra patrols, 5 traffics, 5 animals, 13 assists with different agencies, 10 motorist assists, 3 medicals, and 1 welfare check.
That's actually February activity,
Yeah.
not January.
Yeah, February, excuse me.
Gotcha.
But it's a pretty busy month for February, being, you know, one of the smallest months that we had. Car's running good. Of course, I've already told the mayor that I'm going to have an oil change done here before long. I'm also going to have to get probably some brakes and rotors, which is the first time that it's been done since we've owned the vehicle. It's got 59,813 miles on it now. I think whenever we got it, I want to say it was 8,500, 9,000 whenever we purchased the vehicle. So that's pretty good. And we've only had 1 set of tires. I'm going to have to go and get another set before long. But everything has worked out perfectly with the vehicle. And the county is still doing all of those expenses as far as the oil changes, the brakes. The only thing that we're going to be out is obviously the cost of stuff. But the tires is going to be the most expensive things that we got to get. And we can get those on a state bid from Robertson over in Morrilton. So I go over there, they give us the best deals on them, just state bid. And we go on. One other thing, the couple of dogs that was causing havoc on 285, I've reached out. I've tried to make multiple attempts to get a hold of the owner. Some utilities were shut off, so she wasn't around. I finally caught her at her home. Talked to her, see what she was going to do with the dogs because they were getting into people's trash or running up and down the road. Just pretty much just running in people's yards. I guess they were trying to get at some people's chickens. I reached out to a rescuer and I said, hey, if I can make contact with the owner and she is willing, can you help me out? She said, absolutely. Made contact with the owner of the dogs, called the rescuer. She was there that quick, took them. Dogs are doing good. They're wormed, defleed and everything. So that was the biggest deal on that deal. I can't think of anything else that's been going on.
You had a pretty busy day today, didn't
It was busy today. It was a real busy day. Yeah, to say the least.
you? Right.
One other thing, I got the opportunity to go up with Vanbury County after we got done doing everything that we were doing this morning. That tied over into the evening. I went to their range that they're using right now, and they are training to use the red dot sights for their pistols. I was asked to come down there and see if I would be interested in taking that training. I talked to the mayor, let him know what was going on. It's a pretty cool little deal. And they're going to do another one. They've been doing separate little classes because they have so many people that they have to train on that. But I went up there and watched 6 guys run through. It's pretty good training. So as of right now, I've not done any of the training for it. I've just watched it. So whenever I do go into that, I would like to eventually maybe get a red dot for my pistol. It's just another qualification that I could have.
Yep.
But I have to go through the training before I could even have it on there.
Is your pistol already optics ready for it, or?
I've got to get
mounted
one.
on?
I've got to get one, but other than that, everything else is still going.
How many do we have in inventory? Just 2 pistols?
2 pistols. And they're both brand new. I think one was qualified with once, and I've qualified with mine and shot mine a lot.
Any other questions for Will?
I was going to thank you for coming up to the school and helping out
Oh, yeah.
during all this tournament time.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
would come up and help
absolutely.
or get traffic stopped
Yeah.
and everything. And then I also saw your shout out. They made a big bust for
Oh, yeah.
somebody up here. So
Yeah, there was a couple that day. But I work with multiple different agencies on that. Some with Conway, some with Feds, state. So it was good. It was a good deal. Those people need to be got and they're got. So.
Yeah.
Good deal. Thank you, Will.
Appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you.
All right, street report. Randy?
Not a lot as far as streets themselves. Of course, later on, we got some information to talk about on the mayor's report, but that part of the streets, everything's looking fairly good. We've got a couple of places where we replaced culverts that the highway grant didn't go ahead and pave over them, so we're gonna have to go back in and patch them in over on Oak Tree. And we're gonna look at doing that, but right now we're concentrating on trying to figure out where our water's going right now. That's about all we have on the street. Does anybody have any? Okay. Water report, of course, you've already noticed, our loss is up more. We're going back through and looking at areas that we've had issues in the past. It's not there, not any of the areas that we had in the past. We're still looking, like I said, Thursday night, gentleman from Rural Water is coming to do our leak detection with us. The last time he was here, it was when we were down in the lower loss rates, down in the 20s or less. And so we've got a good base to look at compared now when we do our different areas to figure out maybe at least which road it's on, to get it narrowed down to that. And then hopefully by the end, then we can work our way down that area and figure out exactly where it is. excuse me. And we have, those figures are in your packet there. We had a lot of water went through last month. A lot of it, was, and we've always usually had a higher loss when we've had a higher volume, and this was due to the cold and the freezing weather. When, that's another thing about meter inaccuracy. When somebody's just dripping a water faucet, a lot of the older meters they're not registering that drip and little flow.
I think you mentioned that meters got read before that
Yeah.
freeze too, didn't
Yeah,
they?
so that was last month. Well, now guess what? This month we're paying for all that water last month. So that's another reason it's hit work, and this is a short month too. It can vary a few days between readings. That's another thing about the electronics. Once we get all electronic meters, they're all read at the exact same moment. And then our master meters read at the exact same moment. So you can actually get down to, pretty pinpoint what you're actually losing. Because if you read meters a couple of days early or a couple of days late, that loss is going to bounce just because of a couple of days difference in the amount of water that you lost. You could be any couple of 100,000 a day off, depending on how many days you're reading. But we know we've definitely got something going wrong on the south end. And another thing we started looking at, thinking about it here today, went back and looked how many months ago it was. And you're thinking about it, okay, we've got a lot of digital meters, a lot of roads now we don't go down. Because we don't have to go read meters. We're not down there unless we're doing a work order or something. So some of those roads, those are the roads we've been starting to look at because, since nobody's been actually going down through there, there could be a leak. That's one thing about the digital meters, it tells you if a customer's got a leak. But if it's on our side, we don't know unless we go back out and visit that location. So we're going to try to start going back to all those digital meters and check and see if we have a leak on those services. And of course, you have the work orders and stuff there.
There's one other thing we're looking at doing is putting in flow meters in some of our main trunk lines. That way it might help us narrow one down where we're having leaks.
Okay.
So
That's something we, instead of having to call him, which, they're busy. So, if we get flow meters put at the beginnings of some roads, we're gonna know by looking at that, have it on, graphed on the graph screen. You can tell when you get a higher usage on that road, it normally gives you an idea that's down that road. And at least that gets you better than 50 miles to just kind of keep digging around and looking for it.
Right, any questions for Randy?
I won't ever say, hey, our water loss is great this month. Ever since I said that.
Yeah, you jinxed it.
And I
didn't
even
you?
knocked on wood.
I know.
Listen, y'all got so much territory to cover. I mean, it's nobody's fault.
It's gonna require, this amount of territory, gonna require more bells and whistles, you think, but it's gonna, as it gets worse.
Yeah.
That's what's killing it, this small amount of water. And I mean, of course, 20-something gallons a minute, it's not really a small amount of water, but in the scheme of things, if you think about that, that's, if the customer's meter's not registering, that could be 5 customers that's got a garden hose running at night. And a lot of times, we look at those drawdowns. Well, one day we look at 60-something gallons a minute one night. And of course, then I have a stroke. We start going looking and everything, and 2 nights later, it's back down to 40. So, and then by the end of the meter reading time, we figure out, oh, this one's got 40,000 gallons of water used. That was that one, but we don't know that without the digital meters. So, and like I said, getting those done will help us immensely. And in doing the different area meters like down one road, well, later on we can look at what went through the main meter, and then look at what went through all the other meters, and they're all read at the exact same time digitally. well, then you know exactly how many gallons that you're missing. And is that a high number, then it's been banned, or is it normally just the normal, every joint leaks, to a certain amount. And it's like, when brand new, they're put in brand new, they have an allowable leak allowance for like a mile. You can have, a gallon in 30 minutes. So, it don't seem like a lot, but when you, 100 miles.
miles by the day.
And it gets, that many feet, when we're talking about, like I said, 11 miles, Asian, we've got, 100 miles altogether.
Yep.
That's a lot of, that's 50 something, that's a bunch of pipe, bunch of joints. And each little small leak is, sometimes it can be 4 or 5 small leaks, or it may be 1 or 2 big leaks. It's easy to find one that's 300 or 400 gallons a minute, when, in the middle of the night when a pipe busts. Well, it's not easy, but, I mean,
Easier.
it's easier to find sooner or later.
More visible.
More visible. Okay. All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you, Randy. While we're on water, I'd like to announce regrettably that John's going to be retiring the end of this month. He's figured out he's just not going to be able to come back after his wreck. Not physically able. So I told him I would tell you guys, and you might send him a card or something. I mean, we're not officially, but officially going to be planning on a retirement party for him.
So I was gonna ask if there was gonna be one, or
Well,
he was gonna
John
choose to go
told me he
quietly.
didn't want one, so we're working on it. Okay.
Does John want you to?
YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these meetings.
Oops.
We're not planning one
That's
for you,
okay.
John.
We're not planning on it, John, but we're gonna have one, so. But we sure appreciated him. John was somebody you could count on. He was there. Anytime you need him, you could call him and he'd be there. We greatly appreciated him, and if he's watching, you guys can tell him yourself.
Thank you, John,
Yeah.
for all you did, John.
He worked hard my whole life.
Yep, a hard worker, very dependable. On that same front, I have moved Grant to full-time to help out with contingency. He gets his GED in the next year. So he understands that. He's been showing up and doing a lot better. Proud of him. He's stepped up. We've hired Luke Wilson, part-time, works after school, works during the summers, sometimes on weekend when we have a water break or whatever, we call him out.
It's the schoolwork program.
He's through the schoolwork program right now.
We've got
he's
that
working
for
for us
another-
this summer.
Another year, right? He's a junior.
Yeah, he's a junior. He has 2 classes next year, so he'll be working, probably 5-6 hours a day next year. But great kid, great work ethic. He's doing a good job and real help. So
Yeah, I said something to him about it, and he loves it.
yeah, he does. He's eating it
That's
up.
what he wants his career to be.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
wants to get his operator license.
yeah, and we hope we can help him reach those goals. So I appreciate Randy and Joe taking him under your wing and showing him the ropes. You guys have been working with him good, and he really looks up to you guys and appreciates you. Okay, next thing, Randy, why don't you guys give a report on the street and water equipment that we've updated?
Oh,
You go ahead, I'll let you.
we just got a 2026 Bad Boy tractor with the bush hog, delivered yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, got it yesterday.
And then gooseneck trailer to haul the Mini X and or any other equipment we have. So we'll get that probably tomorrow or the next day. We went and got the gooseball hitch put on the 1-ton truck today, so tomorrow, be able to haul things around a lot easier, safer. Other than that, I think that we're.
Yeah, but on the other trailer, when we had the Mini X on it, the boom itself was sticking about almost 10 feet out behind that trailer. And that Mini X weighed 13,000. That trailer was rated for 14. It's still good for us to use for the backhoe. Backhoe's, a little over 9,000, around 10,000, so, so.
And we have reached out to Malcolm, he's gonna come up, is that next week? Or
Whenever y'all are ready,
do a
he
little
said
training
that all he would
session.
need is just a day ahead of time to know. And he said he'll come in and he would, help educate everybody on pretty much anything and all the laws that they need to be aware of that they don't already know. He said he would, even go as far as weighing the truck, the trailer, the equipment that's on it. That way they would know, hey, this is exactly how much I weigh. And that way it's just all done.
We appreciate that too.
Yeah.
Malcolm's a good guy, he's offered to
100%.
help us out a lot, so
Yeah.
we appreciate it.
I did have somebody ask if our street would be interested in trying to get some type of blade or snow plow type thing for the next winter event we have for some of our side streets. I don't know what an attachment like that would run or.
Actually, the side streets were better than the main streets.
We looked at about $2,000, depending if you wanna, they can get higher, but 2,000 is one that you adjust manually,
Right.
and, it can go on the front of the backhoe.
Cause I know,
Out here,
Our road was pretty
you're
rough for a
pushing, with the backhoe bucket, you're pushing and you're just building up. You can't get it off the road. Needs to be a bolt so you can roll it off. But that's what.
And you have to be very careful in that whole scenario too, because then you're being liable and throwing snow up on them, then you're gonna have to go clean out their driveways. So, I mean, you're looking at a lot of extra work on top of what we already try to do.
See, kinda like the state, all down through town, blocked everybody's driveway and our streets.
Yeah,
The only street the state cleaned was, of course, State Highway 285 and 124. All of our city streets were piled up,
They didn't do too
we cleaned those.
I was gonna say, thank you for being out there cleaning those intersections up, so.
If we do clean like that, we'll have to make sure we don't block driveways.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to, it'll take longer if we want to do that, but that's,
Right. I mean, and they have easements too. So obviously they block like a driveway. It's kind of, it stinks, but to get a road where some people can get out,
yeah.
I get it. I get out regardless, but
yeah.
Some people,
I got an opportunity to get back in.
cars aren't very, trying to get out of a pile of snow.
Right.
You can do some damage to your spoilers and stuff on the front.
right.
And of course, it makes it a little unsafer too, trying to spin out there.
No.
Yeah,
No, it don't happen very often.
thank goodness.
No,
Well, and this last time was a little different too. With
Yeah, because it stayed cold and stayed on.
Exactly.
Usually it's
Refroze.
here today, going tomorrow or something.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah. This time it was a pretty good, long-lasting snow.
where it's those just one day events, you're better off just to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Where it's gonna be hanging on, we didn't have any choice.
Yeah.
For emergency vehicles, we even had to get out there and clean out, drives. And,
Clean out in front of the fire station.
Yeah.
If you don't realize it, the fire station door, where it is,
yeah,
in years past, I've went and shoveled out snow that banked up in there, that deep, shoveled it. Cause I was afraid trying to do it by myself with a backhoe, I was afraid I'd have to wall down on the ground. But, when it gets that deep in front of the door, you're not gonna get it open.
I will say Van Buren County was really good about, if we had a call, They sent plows
Yeah.
in front of our, I mean, if
They
we were
were
going
great.
out,
Faulkner
run 24 or
County before.
something, they went and got it, clean for us to get the
They
trucks
kind
down
of clean the
there.
area,
They're
the driveway to get in.
Till we could
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah.
And
That's
they-
right.
So they were good about that.
All right, any other thing for street water, any of that? Kind of covered, B in the mayor's report. The other thing was the engineering contract approval that was recommended, by our water board. We need to entertain a motion and a second on that, and we can discuss.
You said that Bo's already gone over this.
Yes, he looked at the legal part of it.
Are there any other local companies that do?
Not
This-
that extensive. And, I mean, every conference we've been to, they've presented from that company, multiple classes. They just know everything about it.
Yeah, they're good. They're teachers. They teach a lot of the classes. Their company with representatives. Of course, that's all of them. All the classes, or most of them are. If they're not health department employees, they're engineers or other water industry specialists.
I'll make a motion that we enter into an agreement with Garver.
I'll
Second
second.
services.
Motion made and second to enter into the agreement and contract with Garver for our study. Any comments, questions before we vote? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, council members' concerns. There was a conflict on our next council meeting of April 14th. There's several of us that will be in a revival over at our church through that Wednesday, so we would like to entertain moving that to the 16th, which is a Thursday. Does anybody have any issue with that? Okay, then we will move it to April 16th. Any other concerns from board members?
Is there any way we could bump that meeting up to 5 o'clock by chance? On that Thursday?
I don't have an issue with it.
We got ball practice at 6.
Oh,
For softball, for the other team I'm coaching.
okay.
If it don't work there, but it's fine, I can
I
find
don't
someone to
have an
cover
issue
me,
with
but.
it.
I don't have an issue with 5 o'clock.
We'll just make sure we get the word out.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
All right. Any other concerns?
It's
Okay,
a couple days after I retire, so we can do it at noon.
That's why I said, I'm fine.
bank statements, do you everybody get a chance to review them?
Make a motion, we approve the statements.
Motion made and second to approve the bank statements as read. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion to adjourn.
A motion made to adjourn. All in favor? Opposed? Nobody opposes.